Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the Clifton Forge Town Council, Ms. Burcham, thank you for letting me speak tonight a little bit about how the Alleghany Highlands Arts and Crafts Center has benefited the town of Clifton Forge over the last 35 years, and why I think that it's important that the town budget includes some funding for the Alleghany Highlands Arts and Crafts Center in the coming year. I promise this will not be a blow-by-blow account of the last 35 years, but a little dash of history is never a bad thing. When the center opened in 1984, the town of Clifton Forge was not in the kid condition it's in today. It was struggling through several challenges, not the least of which was the loss of many, many jobs from the C&O. There were just enough active businesses on Ridgeway Street that you could maybe count them on both hands, but there was not a lot of traffic stopping on the streets in the central business district, nor were there many people sticking around for very long. The Alleghany Highlands Arts and Crafts Center was organized in part to help change that. The goals were to be a means of economic development for the area, to encourage public education and to expand arts education and supportive arts in the schools, to be a marketplace for the best of the local, regional, and artists and crafts people, so that they could sell their work, create a venue that would bring people to the area so they could help us celebrate the best of what was here. And to bring new ideas and new ways of thinking that could be expressed visually in our community, and to expand on the talents that we had here. The old power company building on Ridgeway Street had been sitting empty for many years, and it was purchased, and it's been renovated several times since then, into an attraction that fulfills that mission. Today, word of mouth, as much marketing as we can afford, and those beautiful brown welcome signs that are on the highways as you come in from the east, the west, the south, have helped change Clifton Forge. And in addition, the Alleghany Highlands to look a little fresher along the way. With a recognition for interesting and sometimes challenging exhibits, a reputation for high-quality handmade items for local artists and craftspeople, and well-thought-out education programs, this same building is now open 285 days a year, depending on snow, and welcomes people not only from our community, but from all over Virginia and 49 other states, as well as about 30 foreign countries every single year. We are a keystone in Clifton Forge's primary business corridor, and have been since we opened. Clifton Forge has organized and hosted 455 unique art exhibits. Some feature new ideas and artists, others like Fall Festival, the FX2 photography show, and the high school art competition are open to anyone who wants to participate. Others, like the Jeff Bartley photo exhibit that opened today, features work by local talents. We continue to offer classes in a variety of interests, whether it's painting, crafts, or for adults or children, particularly a summer art camp for children 6 to 13. We have increased the attendance at our summer art camp to a point that we're going to have to offer our third session this summer. And as in the past, a lot of those will include scholarship students. Our educational outreach programs are designed to expand on the public school offerings and are coordinated with the teachers and the school system to not only fit the Virginia standards of learning and art, but to fit what the teacher in the classroom feels they need most. That's the primary criteria for who we select. We organize and financially support an education residency for this program. It's a mentoring and a curriculum building program for high school students, and we've been doing it for 30 years. Of course, the Arts and Crafts Center is a great place to meet friends, whether they're old friends or new friends, and to show off to visitors and to help show off Clifton Forge to visitors. At the Arts and Crafts Center, there are 250 regional craftspeople who are currently active. They have been vetted for originality, craftsmanship, design, and they market their work there. Others who applied, who are just beginning we try to encourage and help them learn how to improve their work so that they too can join that roster. Recognized for the quality of their work, many of our 8,000 to 9,000 annual visitors can find great new things to take home. These things remind them of Clifton Forge, they remind them of the Art Center, and they usually end up showing them off to their friends. I can't tell you how many times we've had somebody come in and say, oh, my next door neighbor sent me, she got blah, 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 or he got blah, blah, blah. Because they send people. It's the word of mouth, it's the excitement that somebody gets when they find something really special and handmade. We have a lot of people who come in and the first words out of their mouth when they come through the door is, where was this made? It's not made in China, is it? And we're always really happy to go, no, it's made here. So because of what they found in our exhibits, the retail space, and the warmth of the friendly volunteers, people keep coming back and they bring their friends. Wherever they come from, they know that they will find quality handmade work that shows originality, good technique and design, and best of all, they can come in and enjoy it for absolutely no cost whatsoever. We love for them to shop, but if they don't, that's okay. If they just have a smile on their face or they get a new idea by the time they go out the door, then we've accomplished a large part of what we wanted to do. We ask visitors to sign the guest book so that we can share statistical information, and we've always been eager to supply that to other people in the community so that we're trying to broaden the range of how we can collaborate with others. In 2019, we will provide more than 70 events. One of the most recent and successful programs that we've had is our Valentines for Vets. In this program, we start just as soon as we open after inventory in January, and we start making Valentines. We now have little go bags of materials that can be given to a church or a student group or anybody who's interested to make Valentines, which we then collect back and we send to local vets as well as to the VA. This year we mailed out 195 handmade Valentines to local vets, and then we also have about another 200 or 250 vets that we took over to the VA in Salem for their residents there. I think one of the most touching things that happened this year as a result of that, from time to time we've had people who said in passing at Kroger's, oh, that's really nice, I like those Valentines. This year on February 15th, 3 people came into the center, thanked us for the Valentines, told us how much they meant to them, and how much they appreciated it. 2 or 3 others have notified us or said something on Facebook or other social media that they like it, and we actually have 4 Valentines that people sent back to us thanking them for theirs. It's a great program. We love doing it. The fact that we get thanked for it is just kind of a bonus. And so we'll do it again next year, and if you get an urge to make a Valentine, just like you were still in the 5th grade, give us a whistle. But the Art Center doesn't do all these things on their own. We have 70 volunteers and a small 1.5 person staff, and we collaborate with a lot of other community efforts, whether it's for Fall Festival, for Kindle Mart, working with the Clifton Forge Public Library, the Clifton Forge Main Street, the Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, Heritage Day, Stars and Stripes, one of the 2025 Vision Committees, the Historic Masonic Theater, civic groups like garden clubs and Shriners are picking up trash with the rest of the Yellow Jacket crowd on those special days. Our goal is to help show Clifton Forge off at its very best. These volunteers, which were our first staff members, are our best ambassadors, whether it's to tell folks about outdoor activities, restaurant, lodging, performances, promoting the state park or other businesses. We really don't care. We just want people to like it so much that they have to come back, and they do. In these activities, we try to remind people as much as possible that the Alleghany Highlands Arts and Crafts Center is supported in part by the town of Clifton Forge as well as other local governments, the Alleghany Foundation, the Virginia Commission for the Arts, and the National Endowment for the Arts. Some hard numbers are always useful. In 2018, our share of sales, we take 30% off a consigner's price. which is less than most galleries, but then we're there to help the artists too, so they get a little extra from us. We had $77,201, along with our local sales tax of $772 that comes back to the community, the business license of $142, $41,517 in local wages. That's a $42,431 direct benefit. We know that when people come to the Arts and Crafts Center, they don't just come there though. They buy gas, they buy food, they go to a performance at the theater, sometimes they spend the night. And so we've worked out a rough return on investment. And the visitor expenditures, we figure about $8,583. And if 20% of those who are not local have a meal, then that's about 4,000 people. And if they all have lunch, and we figure lunch an average of $10, the direct visitor expenditure is about $12,420. That is a total direct benefit of $66,000 plus. If, as we will be requesting, our request for $2,000 in the town budget is agreed to, then that's a 3,322% return on the investment. That's not a bad average at all. I think most businesses would be very happy with that. And so we'd like to encourage you to come and visit. We know that we are an area that has faced many challenges. We continue to identify and act on diverse ways to increase support and celebrate our community. Whether we're working to identify new instructors, new exhibitors, new signers, or guiding young and old artists toward success and working creatively, thinking creatively, and coming up with new ideas, or whether we're working with the Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, we know that working with the visual arts is a good way to keep a community healthy, both mentally and physically. As the Clifton Forge area changes for the better, we take pride when we hear, generally over lunch, or somewhere at the grocery store, or when we're getting our tires changed, that the Alleghany Highlands Arts and Crafts Center has had a major part in revitalizing this community since it was founded in 1984. We continue to encourage and promote the role of the arts in reaching that goal. Our central business district has a new energy these days. There are more people strolling around, shopping, taking in a show here, a class there, at any of the venues in town. And when I first came here, I used to always hear visitors come in and say, "What did this town used to be? What was here?" And as someone who was not born and raised here, that was a challenge to learn the history as well. But I have learned that and learned pride in it now. But I don't hear that question anymore. Now what I hear a lot of times is, how did you get this to happen? How did you make this work? I live in a small town. This isn't happening where I live. And I'm not arrogant enough to think that the Arts and Crafts Center is the only thing that's made that happen. It certainly is not. But we were among the first in a very long time to focus on the positive aspects of this community and to call forth an effort to celebrate ourselves. It's taken lots of hard work by many community leaders, ordinary folks, business and individuals, all help keeping us move forward. Like the steam trains that are perhaps the best of our local story, the first moves were slow and laborious. With trial and error, constant effort, and hard work, we've gradually picked up steam and we're headed for new adventures and new progress. We thank you for your encouragement and your support along the way. It's been invaluable to us, and we hope that you will continue to feel that we are worthy of your continued investment in our future together. Thank you. Come see us.
Yes, Nancy, you might have said it, but, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, let's go ahead.
I'm not out of order again. Did you say you track the repeat visitors?
We track visitors by signature and where they're from. We try to track repeat visitors, but that's kind of tough. We know we have a large contingent of people who tell us, I come through every time I'm west of 81, or every time I'm on my way to Ohio. Interestingly enough, the second most heavily trafficked state on our guest book, other than Virginia, is Ohio. We have people who tell us that they've been sent by a friend or by something that a friend gave them that they want to come now, return the favor. We have some people who have become regulars. We have a couple families, several families, in fact, who stay out at Douthat every year. And they know that when they come to Douthat, they're going to spend at least one day in town, and they know that they're going to come by the art center, and they know all these other things that are on their list. And we have a couple of families who now have children who are adults raising their own families, and we first met those children before they were a twinkle in Mama's eye. And it's really been fun because they remind us, oh yeah, we were here last year. Do you remember 10 years ago when I was here with little Betsy? Well, this is little Betsy now, and little Betsy's like 5'9". It's really fun. They become part of a family.
I was just curious. So you got a new exhibit up, son?
We have a new exhibit up, yes, we need to come see.
Newspaper business.
Okay. Chaplain, sorry, you had a question?
No, I'll just see if anybody else.
Okay.
Anybody?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come see us when you do, make sure you sign the guest book. I've got some real good volunteers who are guest book signature Nazis.
Thank you.
Thank you.